The quarterfinals are taking shape here at the Corona Open J-Bay. And another big heat to define. Two more quarterfinalists here. Filipe Toledo, last year's event champion, up against Adriano de Souza, who had a successful campaign here in 2012, getting victory in a QS event. And Sebastian Zietz, first world title year, did exactly that. Spent 2 weeks in Tahiti before the event.
And look what it did to him. Look what it did.
Ended up making the final. So here we go. Filipe Toledo getting things started here in the third heat of round 4. Trying to keep on pace with Julian Wilson, who's through to the quarterfinals. Toledo loading up. What's he going to give us on the inside here? Drives around the section, gets up onto the roof. Just a floater, but a super impressive way to get around the section. And reconnects with some open face on the inside. Dines out on the rail a couple of times before bringing it right through to the inside and plants a nice snap on the end section. Solid start after waiting a long time for that first ride.
He has got such a huge arsenal, but that was a high impactful. I mean, he used the lip and tagged it and glided along the lip line rather than on top of the lip line. And that's difficult. Again, rotates around there, just an outside section, just easy peasy, spins it, gives us that innovation. And then here, drives through these snaps. This is the floater I was talking about. I mean, he rides the lip line rather than the top of the lip. He does get on top of it for a bit, but it was like already breaking down and he's able to jump off. And then these two turns here, searing, zap, straight to the bottom, tags it, and then bang, third combo.
Solid. Here goes the 2015 world champion, Adriano. Just squats down on that rail. Big drawn out bottom turn. Sets up some huge hooks in the pocket. There's a big carve. Starting off nicely. Really patient with the wave. And as a result, timing his maneuvers beautifully. Climbing up onto the roof for a moment. Not done with it yet. Still driving, looking for more. Looks to set up the barrel. Tucked in deep. He's still in there. But that one just reeling off without him. He would have enjoyed a beautiful vision there, looking down the line.
Either way, he shredded that thing, and his maneuver is much broader and open face than, say, a Filipe. You know, similar size, but just see how open his turns are. Big and round. A little bit different, but high impact. I mean, that there where he lays it out, getting himself horizontal, his body horizontal, his board up at 90 degrees. Here too, same thing, in the arc. The angle of approach is so difficult. Then sitting off the bottom, seems like a decade. And then the low tide allows you to find these little inside corners. Watch this wave suck out. It was hollow. That thing was wide. He was there as long as he could. I mean, if he'd been able to, a little bigger, would maybe get a little extra pump in there, he could have made it. But either way, that's going to be a big number. I mean, both Filipe and Adriano, solid big numbers to start this heat.
Yeah, dodging a bullet there, Julian Wilson.
Those are the kinds of heats that you have to win. And he did that if he wants to win a world title.
Really solid assessment of his own performance too. He'll be looking to ramp things up once he gets into that quarterfinal heat. Right now we've got Adriano de Souza up. Couple of big numbers dropping. De Souza had a 7.6 on his first wave. Another nice looking wall here. Doing some of his best surfing already in this heat. Laying down some big carves. Here's another one. Really drawing that turn out and waiting on the pocket of the wave, wasn't it?
I felt sorry for it. Let's see what the Seabass did here again on the next wave. Pulls in. No way to get underneath it.
Bass is getting a little caught behind there, Pete. And an opportunity lost because he was on his way to a pretty decent number. Some solid turns on the outside for the Hawaiian. Here we go. Filipe looking to lock in a solid second score. 7.73 on his first wave. And he just rips that one off the top. Still keeps that flow down the line. A longer, more drawn out version of the same maneuver. And he is really tagging this one. Not done yet. Bashes it again. Excellent score on the way for Toledo, who's putting it all on the line and has more room to move. Huge float to finish. Look at the replay. Filipe Toledo looked over his shoulder for a moment, Pete, and then really locked into some huge turns.
Oh, just craziness. I mean, and he saw this wave start to turn the corner and go into that car park section, and this is where the wave loads up. I mean, there, the down carve, And just that one there, he extends that arm through the waist, driving through it into the lip. I mean, this poor wave, annihilated. Look at him go. Every time, getting loose. Just the unfortunate fall right there. Other than that, that was a gigantic number, and it still is going to be a huge number. A lot of speed. You know, a lot of times he seems like he's just cruising, but not right now. Let's see what happened with Sebastian. 0.23 just on the first wave. So this is going to be his first scoring ride of any substance. Nice vertical approach. We've seen that get rewarded. But what that does when you go vertical like that, it puts you behind.
Filipe Toledo already getting a taste of pumping Jeffreys Bay on day 3 of the event window here. Filipe up again, trying to get rid of a 7.73 to increase his lead. Tucks into the barrel. Not going to push through this one. Behind him, though, Adriano with an opportunity to lock down second spot. Maybe even get into the lead if he can get something near perfect. That one stretching out, though. It's going to shut down on him.
Now he has that priority. So at this point, with both the surfers, Adriano and Filipe, not picking up numbers to add to their total, this is where he can try to get back in the heat.
Yeah, cutting Adriano de Souza now. Wants to make life more difficult for Sebastian Zietz. Unable to do it, falling on that first turn.
You have had when both surfers take off on the same wave.
And here we go, Sebastian Zietz down the line. Just drifts over that first section, up into the pocket again. Hammers the tail. After a 6.7 here, looking good. Wants to finish this wave on his feet. This is a backup board, but it looks good. And there it is, falls from the roof.
Sick.
Solid stuff from the man representing Hawaii. Here it is, the replay from Sebastian Zietz.
Goodness, how searing was that one? And then the carve, just gripping the wall 2 times in a row, and knowing how important that finish is, he pulls it off. This is behind him. Filipe actually kicked out of that wave, which gave him the opportunity for this 20-yard long floater. Not going to even factor into his top 2.
Adriano now has to regroup. Draws off the bottom. First section is clean. Rips a nice big carve. Motoring down the line now. Up into the hook again. Another big arcing turn. Combos it up nicely with a floating re-entry. Up into the pocket. Nice rail work. This wave's got a great pace to it. Starting to mix things up and show some variety.
Oh,
but he doesn't quite plant the floater on the end section. That was some beautiful surfing, but a little more round in his approach.
Oh, we've seen it.
Than Sebastian Zietz, who had some sharper edges and bigger angle changes.
Take a look at it one more time again. I mean, but that's one thing that Adriano carries probably better than anyone is his flow. You know, and again, he doesn't do those double bump bottom turns, especially when he starts getting into rhythm. There it is, top to bottom, good rail transition, just inside rail, outside rail. But just not enough criticalness to his maneuvers. I mean, it's beautiful and a great flow. But then the fall at the end, I mean, if he pulls that off, we can start thinking about it. Yeah, maybe.
Could do about it. It was out of his control. As soon as that board buckled, he wasn't able to stick that turn. The heat coming to a close. Filipe Toledo making his way in. We'll keep eyes on him just in case he throws something huge at us.
Yeah, he gave a little thumbs up to Sebastian.
For the current world number 2, keeping pace with Julian Wilson, who's also through to the quarterfinals. But Sebastian Zietz